The initial way marketing was approached was through a model known as the 4Ps. Now, bear in mind we've just talked about models a lot. I want to make the point that all models are wrong, but some models are useful. The 4Ps is a classic example of a model that is clearly wrong, far too simplistic, but is extremely useful. It first became popular after people started to recognize the issues about marketing myopia and introduced new ways of looking at marketing and moved away from product orientation to marketing orientation. But it started to be challenged when we moved from transaction marketing to relationship marketing. But it still will have a role when it comes to look at relationship marketing. Firstly, what are the 4Ps? You'll come across many examples with different letters, but in this case we simply talk about a mix, as in a set of decisions based upon deciding on what product we'll offer, and this is the general product, now the idea of a product or service or whatever it is we're offering, something that we're hoping that will meet the needs of the people in return for which we receive reward, commercial sense profit, payment, but it may well be other things. Once you've decided what the product is we'll offer, what its need it is going to satisfy, we then have to decide upon what price we're going to do. A customer value is the value received minus the value given up. In this case, we have to say what is the value we're going to ask for this, which must of course be less than the value that the customer receives in order to make generate some sort of customer value so that the customer will actually want the product. Once we decide on the price, then we must decide on promoting the product. How are we going to promote it? How are we actually going to push it out there to customer service? Where are we going to advertise it? Where are we going to tell people about it? How are we going to get into word of mouth? How are they going to fit into our relationship models? And placement. Where are we physically going to place the product? Where are we going to offer the service? So these are the 4Ps, and they're a very important element of marketing. They reflect the way that the corporate resources that are being put into this react and interact with the consumer needs. What we're looking for is a unique and consistent way in which we can use our corporate resources to constantly satisfy consumer needs in the way that they will hopefully purchase and come back and purchase again and again. This leads to a general model where we try and, at the top of the model, we look at the idea of looking at customer needs. What are the customer needs? We identify what the customer needs are, and then we need to look and see in what way can we align these with the corporate resources that we have available. And we need to align these two things together, customer needs aligned with corporate resources. The idea, of course, is if we can blend our corporate resources together effectively, so that we can actually need the customer needs appropriately, this will, of course, create a competitive advantage for us. It will create a situation in which we will be able to meet the customer needs at a price that is worth the customer paying and at a cost which is sufficient to us. What we're looking for, of course, is in the long run, what we're doing is trying to make all these four things together into an effective marketing mix. That is what important. It's important. That is why we call it the marketing mix, and it's a mix of the 4Ps.